What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another AGX comic video. And today I'm going through some more of that pickup that I had from this is like part two. In this one that I picked up for all these ones, a little DC heavy, and definitely how do you say it? Not a lot of key significance in this pile, but definitely some interesting ones. And like I think this is a good one to kind of expand my knowledge when I was picking up these books. And plus, when you get everything for damn near half off, I'm not gonna complain. And I think I did pretty good. I don't know. You guys tell me what you guys think. First off, here we're gonna start it off with Bugs Bunny number 69, I believe. And this one, obviously, I don't know too much about the Dell Bugs Bunny. I believe I have one. This, by the way, this one is in beautiful condition. Very, very nice. The only problem is this little bottom corner here's got a rip in it. As well as there's like a little bit of a top rip. But like, there's no drawing. Like, you'll see, like, obviously there's no drawings or nothing like that on it. And it's pretty well together. I was actually surprised, and I'm like, okay, for this to get, like, basically I got this for 50 cents. Like, I'm not going to complain. I do like collecting. I'm more on the side of, like the Hanna-Barbera, like not necessarily that, but I'm saying, like, how do you say it? Like, the group of the Hanna-Barberas, right? Like, Scooby-Doo, stuff like that. But Bugs Bunny, nonetheless, I mean, like, how can you not? He's a freaking classic. Like, you got to. Next up, we have, this was one that I actually didn't know about, but The Secrets of Haunted House. I seen it, and I was like, this cover is just crazy, right? Like, this is a crazy cover. So this is number 8. And as far as I know, I don't know too much about this series. Let me know if you guys know in the comments section below. But all I know is I'm into horror comics, and seeing a DC horror book, I'm like, sign me up. I'm gonna grab it, right? And this one's like pretty wild. Like, you got like a guy holding a flaming pentagram, and get like a demon or the devil with like gold behind him. I don't know. I like horror comics, so I was like, gotta pick this one up. This one looked too interesting not to. So that's, I don't know. This one, I believe, was like another $1.50 that I pulled this one out of the bin. But I was definitely not disappointed in this one. And also, really nice condition too. I know it's from the 70s, which obviously you get a lot better books. Like, speaking of the one right now, and actually this one's in really better condition than that one. This one, World's Finest. You've seen me before in like my first few videos picking up. I always pick up World's Finest stuff, even if it's not key, just because I think it's key, right? To me, like, this cover, this one's a very, very interesting cover. I kind of like the splash behind everyone of the, like, the red and blue and pinkish kind of like paint. Almost like a spray paint like thing behind it. I don't know. It looks really cool to me. I like it. And obviously, every time I see these World Finest books, usually it's like a hit or miss if they're in like really good shape or they're in like semi good shape. And this one particularly was really nice. And I was like, oh shit! Like, for 50 cents, I'm going to pick this up. I still am like, there's so many books in the World's Finest run that are like keys and stuff like that, and it seems like I pick up more and more that are not so much keys, but nonetheless, I kind of am like building a little collection here of the World's Finest, and this one was definitely one to add. But this, also, I didn't even say the number of this one. This one was $2.93. Okay, next up is a retelling of reprint of a book that I am really looking for. Obviously, you know I'm a big Green Lantern, Green Arrow fan, and this one is a reprint. I forgot what year the reprint was, but it is the reprint or retelling of, I guess it's not a reprint, right? It's, I don't know if it's it's not a facsimile, because a facsimile, it might be a facsimile, actually. Yeah, you know, it might be, but either way, I wanted to pick this up because I want to get this book in the future. This is, of course, the famous book where Speedy overdoses, and like they like have like this iconic cover like of him on the top here with all the drugs and the needles spanned out. Obviously, this is a huge book for many reasons, and I'm sure a lot of people know the significance behind this book. However, I am on the search. That's one that I want for my personal collection. So hopefully one day either I find it in the wild, or I could trade up, or I could, I don't know, have to sell some of these books to get to that. It doesn't matter what it is, but nonetheless, this is one I am on the search for. So that's why I was like, why not? I don't even own a copy of like any of it. So I'm like, okay. I seen this and I'm like, 50 cents for sure. Not even a question. This one, I haven't had too many Batman Brave and the Bold. I'm more of the World's Finest stuff. This was the first time I kind of ran into this, right? This is the first time I ran into Brave and the Bold title out in the wild, which is kind of interesting. Sometimes there's like titles that I would like, you'd be surprised that actually I haven't ran into, and then it's like I'll run into one and then I don't see like at all, like anywhere I go, pawn shop, the like half price bookstores, I mean endless like antique shops, all of that. I'll solely like run across some titles after I pick up one. It's really weird, but I know this is a popular series. This book is beat to hell. I'm not gonna lie. This cover is pretty much detached, I would say, and then the back. Oh no, yeah, this is not the one. But this one, the cover is detached. A 50-cent book. I don't believe there's any key significance. It does say the origin of Deadman, which I think originally when I was going through, because this was one, I want to say this was one in like a 40% kind of sale thing, and I remember like rifling through, because there was a bunch of people there like rifling through comics. I seen Deadman. I actually started to become a big fan of that character, so that's why I seen it and I was like, oh, this is cool, and it was like $1, so I'm like, how could I not? Obviously the condition was really bad, but nonetheless, I got it. It's just, it is what it is. I realized how beaten this book actually was, but either way, I am definitely happy to start my knowledge of the Brave and the Bold series, that's for sure. This one, another Green Lantern. This one, no key significance, nonetheless. Again, this pickup wasn't so much about the key significance in all the books. It was just more or less like kind of just filling in some spots, seeing some cool stuff, and picked it up. Mostly cover stuff, right? Like look at this cover. I think this has got like a dead president on the freaking cover with an arrow in him, and it looks like Green Arrow. Green Arrow is a murderer, right? But this is Green Arrow, or not Green Arrow, Green Lantern number 95. I know I have a few of them up to like 100, so I figured, I was like, hey, I could add this into that collection. So I was pretty psyched to get this one. Again, just padding up some of the holes, I guess, in some of the runs I have is kind of what this one was for. Next up, we have one that I was surprised was as low as it was. Okay, so let's talk about this. I didn't know too much about like the Walt Disney, I see Walt Disney books, but then sometimes I'm like, my knowledge on them is very slim. But something like this I knew had to be picked up, and I'm glad I did, because there's actually a really good value behind this book. So it's like a giant size telling of Lady and the Tramp. So there's a 1 and 2. So obviously I have number 1 here. And yes, this cover is kind of like, it's not drawn on. Like there's nothing on this book that's like necessarily drawn on. It's just like kind of just dirty a little bit, but not dirty in the sense of like, it's not dirty like, I don't know how to say. It's not like where it's this could all be removed like easily, right? But this thing is giant. When they say giant comic book, it is giant. And there's, like, the pages on here are really nice. Like, stuff like this where you're supposed to, like a crossword puzzle. Nothing was filled out. Like, that's where I was like, oh, this is a good find. Everything's together. There's no rips. Obviously, this is more of a book because, like, the spine's, like, nice. And yeah, I thought this was a good pickup. The only thing is I don't really have anything. I got to get some more bags and boards to fit something of this size because right now I don't have it. And this thing is huge. Like, this is a thick book, like damn near pretty thick. I don't know if you can see that as good, but either way, thought that the price on it was actually surprisingly really cool. A really good find. Okay, so next up, this one I was really, really freaking hyped to get. I knew what it was, but it was funny because when I ran into it, I'm like, I've heard this, I've seen it, or not, I haven't seen it in person, but I've seen it around, like, you know, either the internet, whatever, and I'm like, I know what it is, I definitely need it, and it's a Green Lantern book, and first of all, I know this is, like, more modern age, obviously, but it's beautiful condition, like, beautiful condition, really, actually really nice. This one is Green Lantern number 57. So, correct me if I'm wrong here, but the key significance onto this one was that number 54 was the one with the famous woman in the refrigerator, and then what's it called? Was it Green Lantern then moves to, in this book, so the key significance is he relocates his location in an apartment on 177A Bleecker Street, and his upstairs neighbor is an older Asian man who is supposed to be a nod to Wong and Doctor Strange's assistant. So I was like, this is kind of like a really cool book because it's like a nod between competitors. You know, it's a nod between Marvel and DC, and I just thought it was too cool not to have. And for 50 cents, like, and plus it's a nice condition. Like the book is still in very nice condition. So I'm like, how could I be upset about that? You know what I mean? So I thought that was a really cool key to pick up. I don't know why, but like some of those crossovers. Not necessarily crossovers, but I love when comics will nod to other comics. Not in like the big homage way to like covers per se. Sometimes I like them, but sometimes I feel like it's overdone with the new style of variants. But I think when there's like little tidbits like that you could kind of like make the world like kind of around something to kind of give like a little nod to something else, I think it's always really cool. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that. I really do like it. So this one was it's just a 4-issue mini-series with Beast, and I honestly don't even remember picking this up. I don't remember at all picking this one up, but I thought it was interesting. Don't have anything like that. And yeah, I just seen it, grabbed it. And obviously the play on the title, Beauty and the Beast, obviously it's not, I know I had a Disney one in here already, but this is definitely not the Disney version. But I picked it up, don't know much about this comic, but I thought it was a nice cover. Like, I love the background, and the trade dress is actually pretty cool. I think it works, it kind of splashes, it's really interesting. Next up, we have another Green Lantern, number 169. In this one, there isn't key significance again that I know of. However, another Green Lantern book that I could add to the run that was in really good condition, that was, again, 50 cent. When you get 50 cent books that kind of like are this, where you could kind of like put together a grouping of them, I always think is pretty awesome. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'm gonna grab this all day, especially because it's in nice condition. And there's something about the Green Lantern cover. It's like I said it before, Green Lantern, and who else is it? It's like Green Lantern. Some of the, depending on what era of the Batman ones, the Spider-Man ones, there's just some that have like super cool trade dresses that I like, and Green Lanterns is kind of it. Even though like the iconic checkered one is obviously super cool, but I also like this one a lot. But Okay, I got 3 books left here. And this, we'll talk about cool covers. Okay, so this is Batman 455. Again, no key significance. Seen this, thought, I can't let this go because for some reason, I just think that this is the coolest freaking cover ever. I don't know why you got like the skull and the wedding dress and like there's ceremony going on and Batman coming down, but his cape is also the black background for the header of the trade dress. Something works on this cover in so many freaking levels. I think like this one was like just purely, I seen it like, goddamn, this is a dope cover. Like this cover is so cool to me. I'm like, I gotta have it. Like I think it's the cape. I think it's the way that the cape covers up the top of the book for the trade dress that makes it look so cool. And like the perspective of this angle is just really, really cool. I love that it's kind of like this, I'd say like church-esque, but it's also kind of like the, how do you say it? The De las Muertes kind of vibe to it with like the skull and the wedding dress. I don't know. It's just something cool. Like this book is just such a cool cover. Alone, I don't, like, no key significance, whatever. I don't even have anything around this run, but I was like, how can I not? Because I'm like, this cover is just so cool. And then we also have, this one was kind of interesting. So this was a, like a 8-page bonus story here, Batman issue, number 328. Again, this was kind of cool because this is kind of like more of a giant size one. And it was in beautiful condition. For the price I got it for, I was like, sold. Not going to argue here. Like, this one is in, like, really, really nice condition. Like, super nice. Like, no spine tick nice. It's very nice. And then finally, last but certainly not least, probably one of the more higher priced books that I have here. And it's pretty rough. It's rough, but the cover's still on there. Obviously, we have, unfortunately, freaking pen marking because, I don't know. It's just, but you can't get away from it sometimes, you know? But we got pen marking, like a little, I don't know what that thing is up there drawn, a little swirl on the glove. There's a little bit of beard coloring there, I would say. But altogether, the book, the cover's attached. Everything's on there. But this is my first and the D in Detective Comics has the stripes. But this was Detective Comics number 260. I seen this and I was like, first of all, I don't have any Detective Comics that are in that era, I believe. So I was like, okay. And for some reason, this cover of like Batman in space boxing an alien, it was so funny because one of my favorite series that I'm currently reading is like that Batman Off-World series where he's in space by himself and he's got to learn how to fight these aliens. And it's just a really, I don't know if you guys read current comics, but if you do, check that one out because it's definitely a cool one because it's like, I don't know, I love the writing on it. It's currently ongoing. I think number 3 is about to come out this week actually. And I seen this book when I started reading the first one and I was like, that's just so hilarious. It's like, okay, like I kind of like, I dig the theme of Batman in space, I guess. But unfortunately the back is like, just colored up like they did a number, you know what I mean? So, and I don't know if someone's address, I don't know. But either way, thought it was a cool cover, and I don't have like some early Detective Comics, so thought it was cool. Definitely worth a little bit of value, even in the poor condition it is. But nonetheless, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, please like and subscribe for more comic book content.